Alright, so I'm actually going to re-record this entire review segment because whenever I initially recorded it, it was kind of all over the place, and I didn't really like, how I was speaking because I was so, rambly for some reason. So I'm just going to re-record the entire thing. So basically, at 660 attempts, I had no copyable whenever I beat this, which for Miseretta, which is honestly a pretty learning level, it's really, really good. This is my new lowest attempt count for an Extreme Demon, despite it being unrated, so I'm pretty proud of that. Alright, Mizureta by Dutchiee. I found this level on YouTube a little while back, and this level caught my eye, mainly due to the song, because the song that this level uses is crazy good. It's really, I don't know, energetic, and I really like it. The decoration's also really good, and it did look really fun, so I wanted to give it a shot. As a lot of you know, I don't typically like Reta levels. If you ignore Reta levels, like Gravity and Moment, I don't count those. I'm talking like Wasureta and Niwa. I didn't like those levels, especially not Wasureta. So, this level I had very low standards going into this, despite how easy I knew the level was. And I'm actually pretty surprised. I actually ended up really liking it. There are some gameplay flaws that the level does have, but it is a Reddit level, so I did expect that. Starting off, the second half of this level is so much fun. Specifically the part from 50 to 70, 53 to 70 or something like that. That is probably the only part in any Reddit level I have ever played that I have no complaints about. That section is so much fun. It syncs perfectly. It has a nice difficulty to it. There aren't really any choke points. It's just a really fun part, and I really like playing that part. That part was so much fun. 70 to 100 had a couple issues. The two duels in it were really awkward, but luckily the part as a whole was really easy, and the people behind this level did not make the last click obnoxiously difficult. So I very much like the second half of this level. I think it's very well made. The first half of this level isn't bad. The pre-drop was probably the hardest part of this level, which was a conception that I had going into the level, but I expected the pre-drop to carry when in reality the pre-drop wasn't that much harder than everything else. So whenever I went to stream this earlier, I had done drop to 100, thinking that the pre-drop was going to be impossible. No, the pre-drop really wasn't that bad. It took me 5 minutes to get consistent. I beat the level in 15 minutes. So, yeah, the pre-drop was honestly a really good pre-drop, besides 2 clicks being relatively annoying. 20 to 50 is really my only kind of decent complaints about the level. The parts themselves aren't necessarily that bad, but most of them are pretty awkward. The first 2 parts of the drop are really easy, but really awkward. The third part, which I'll put on screen right now, has a couple double clicks that were really awkward, specifically a wave double click. They did end up getting relatively consistent, but they never really felt natural to play, so as a result I really wasn't a big fan of that part. But that's really my biggest complaint about this level. Miseretta is actually a really fun level, which is not what I was expecting to say because of my past with Reta-based levels. Yeah, no, this level was honestly a big surprise. I really enjoyed it. As for difficulty, I mean, it's definitely harder than Niwa. If it were rated, it'd be an easy or entry extreme, probably entry. It's probably easier than Murder Metal. I didn't find it harder than Murder Metal. I also beat it in an hour in total today, so definitely on the easier side of Extreme Demons. Yeah, definitely easier than Murder Metal. Yeah, this level, it's really not that difficult for an extreme, but I would definitely call it an Extreme Demon. It's harder than Niwa. Yeah, overall, if you're looking for a Reddit level to play that won't have as much BS in it as Niwa, but is around the same difficulty, I would highly recommend you check this level out because it's honestly a really good time. And that comes from someone who really doesn't like Reddit levels, so, definitely give it a shot if you want to. But yeah, that's all I got.